Yesterday was an interesting day of racing for both teams at the Quad Tandem World Championships, which is why I've created this special edition segment that I call The Breakdown. Welcome to DownieLive. I'm Michael, a daily vlogger that has been riding with the Quad Tandem World Championships. That's four-person bikes that are racing against each other. Team Great Britain versus Team Canada, riding from Portland to San Francisco, all to raise money and awareness for mental health. So you can check out their website down below and make a donation. That'd be great. Now, here's what you need to know about day 9. Team Canada had a 6-minute, 7-second lead over the very fast Team Great Britain. They are riding through a beautiful section of the Redwood State Park known as the Avenue of Giants, and the race today is 43 miles long.
So most of the day is pretty flat, but there's a prominent hill 5k in. So what we're going to do is we're going to, like the other day, sit on a Canadian's wheel, make sure we conserve as much energy as possible, and then smoke them up the hill.
Draft these guys as much as we can. They're going to take us on the uphill. It's going to happen. We don't want to push our bike too hard. We don't want to risk a chain. They've been suffering a lot of bike mechanical issues. Our bike's been working great. We don't want to start mechanical issues, so if we can make it there without any mechanical issues, I think we might take today, or at least hold our lead.
We'll try and hold the lead. Pretty confident we should be able to do it because there's some pretty technical corners and we should be able to keep the lead up because we're pretty good at the cornering compared to them, I think.
Yeah, we're going to push it as hard as we can. Definitely we're riding into the last week of racing here. We want to hold the lead. I want to win this frickin' thing.
Really exciting morning of racing through this tight, windy, treed corridor. Team Canada would lead while Team Great Britain would be drafting, and then a small hill would come up and Team Great Britain would pull off. Then Team Canada would catch up. It was constantly back and forth until they arrived at the base of the big hill where Team Great Britain, as promised, pulled out and pulled away. On the other side of the crest, both teams thoroughly enjoyed this twisty and steep downhill section that challenged the drivers, but both teams were able to keep up their speed and keep the race close. Cruising into lunch, Team Great Britain had a 3-minute lead over the Canadians. Everyone was feeling really good, but it was the afternoon where things got interesting. The route danced through the Giants a little bit longer before moving out onto the 101 freeway for about 3 miles before exiting out onto another small highway, which is where we came across Team Great Britain again on the side of the road. Is it a chain?
No, it's a free hub.
The actual free hub,
so this bit here.
The hub is buggered, broken.
So wheel's gone.
That's a big issue.
Trying to brainstorm ways that we might be able to recover the hub.
Is a broken hub a normal thing in normal bike racing?
No. So the issue is because of these quad tandems, because you're putting 4 times as much power through, these hubs, whilst it is a tandem specific hub, it's only really rated for 2 people. Most of the time they're strong enough to take the power. We were really giving it some beans coming up this hill, going into it. What I've done is I've taken this apart and had a look at it and cleaned everything. So the way these work is, obviously for the bike, you need to be able to move it in one direction and then have resistance on the other side.
That's when
you're pedaling. So when you're pedaling, this thing stays fixed. So if we open it up, you can see these bits here interlock. So they'll move one way, and then they will slide over each other, like that.
That's okay.
So what's happened is because we're putting 4 times the torque of a normal bike through, the teeth here are slightly, they've been chipped away, or worn away. And when I opened it up, I found loads of metal bits everywhere.
No, really? So just a slight little nick and just ruin the whole hub.
Well, it's not quite the whole hub.
Or we're not essential parts of the hub.
Yeah, so it's it's no longer working.
If they can't finish the day, Miles, what is the penalty for them?
They're going to take the time of the convenience
Yeah.
and add an additional hour
Add an additional hour.
To the Canadians' final time.
This changes everything.
Wait, what are you thinking about? So basically, the bike's got to finish the stage. Even if we're not pedaling on it, the bike's got to finish the stage. We've got 10k to go. So I reckon me and Will, because at the end of the day,
You can push it,
because
you
at the
can
end
wheel
of the day,
down hills.
we can wheel down hills, which is fine. We can sit on it downhill. If we don't finish the day, the Canadians' time plus 1 hour is our finishing time, which is massive.
Potentially.
Potentially.
It's all up in the air still.
Yeah, but essentially that means that that could be the end of the whole race for us if we are that far behind.
Yeah.
So run it, because I mean 10k in an hour with this uphill and then riding on the downhill.
Yeah.
We've got the GPS. We've got we can got the distance. Get the wheel on. Get the wheel on. Get the wheel on.
So Team Great Britain is deciding that since Team Canada still hasn't come by, they're going to run it. Team Canada could just as well had a technical issue, a mechanical issue, missed the turn, whatever it might be. So if they run the bike, they just have to get the bike across the line. They technically could still win the stage, but if Canada does go by, if they don't complete a stage, it adds an hour to their time. So even if they jog it, they only have 11 kilometers to go. Any time that they can shave off that hour can really help them. So this is bike racing. This all changes. Look at this. Wow. Did not see that coming.
So Skira and I, because Angus and Nat have got injuries, which means they can't run, knee and ankle injuries. So Skira and I had our running shoes on and we got our helmets on and we just thought, right, let's just run this for the 11k, because we'll probably get a better time relative to the Canadians than if we took the penalty.
So the two boys.
We believe it's stated in the rules that all that needs to cross the finish line is the bike. So the two boys are going to run at home.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Team Canada had made it to the finish line, but didn't pass Team Great Britain on the way.
You guys are here.
How do you guys get here?
We rode here.
Yeah? Which route?
The route that you're supposed to take.
No?
Yeah.
You just went down the highway, didn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, that wasn't a published route.
It's not the published route.
You gotta turn around and go
Published
back.
route. I
You gotta
thought-
read.
So just to explain, both teams are sent a published route ahead of time, and it is up to their navigators to make sure they follow said route and not deviate from it at all. However, there was a miscommunication from Miles, the route planning marshal, to Team Canada, who said, once you get onto the 101 freeway, follow that till the finish line, which is what Team Canada did. They followed his verbal directions, but those did not match with the written directions that were sent out earlier. So to resolve the afternoon issues in the best possible way for both teams, the race marshals decided to void afternoon racing and take the time standing at the lunch break, which means Team Great Britain had gained 3 minutes and won the stage for the day, but Team Canada holds on to the overall lead by 3 minutes and 7 seconds.
Boys, good day.
Seriously.
Now, with all the physical and mental ups and downs of the day, I'm going to leave you with the words of Sam Mallett, who I think summed it up best.
It just sort of goes to show that this whole trip is hard. Like, we're not on holiday here. You know, we're doing this for a reason. And although, you know, we're making these great videos and this great content, which is really good because it really, you know, people love watching it. However, one of the main things is that this isn't a holiday. We are actually doing quite a physically difficult thing. And when we were running that 11k, it's an awkward running position. You're pushing a 4-person tandem between two of you. You're running uphill in the heat in California when you're a very pale Brit to raise money for mental health, essentially. And things that were going through mine and Skira's heads when we were running that was, you know, 11k, we're able to sit on the bike on the downhills, we're just running uphill and on the flats. This might take 45 minutes to an hour. And then you look at your watch and you think, right, at 6 o'clock, at 5 o'clock, every day this trip, at 6 o'clock or 5 o'clock, no, look, worst case scenario, we're going to be sat around a campfire with loads of mates, setting up, building fire, having a barbecue. So although in the footage and in the story, you know, it might look like quite a sort of arduous thing we had to do, it wasn't in the grand scheme of things. So, you know, this is a good opportunity for us to sort of call to action, people, because we need those donations coming in. Like, as much as you can give, even if you can give $10, £10, £5, whatever, we really appreciate it. We get email notifications every time a donation's made, and I tell you what, every time a donation comes through, even if it's $5, even if it's $80, even if it's $100, you know, it really spurs us on to keep going. And like, we love this. We love that feeling. Yesterday when we had the bike party, the guy that ran the bike party donated $100, and that makes everything worth it, sort of thing. But that's what we want. So click and donate, look at our stuff, subscribe to DownieLive, and you know, donate. Just donate. Always donate.